I said 12 is a multiple of 3, right? So 3 times some number will give me 12.
Right.
Doesn't matter what the number is,
Right.
but it will give me 12.
Right.
Now here's the thing. If I put a 4 here, because that is true, 3 times 4 is 12. 4 isn't necessarily a multiple of 3.
Right.
Because just because I multiply 3 by 4, I'm not getting, like, does that make sense?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you were saying is well, 5 times 1 gives me 5. That's cool, but I don't want the underlying number. I want the answer.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if I go by, count by 5s, for example. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And it goes on forever and ever. There's no 1 up here. These are all the multiples of 5.
Right. That's got you. Multiples, the times.
Yeah, times, multiple.
Yes,
Multiple,
yes.
multiply,
Yes,
times.
yes.
That's how you know. While factor is like, what number can you divide into? What number makes it? 1 is a factor of 5.
Right.
It's not a multiple of 5.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
We're good? Okay.
Yeah. That makes good
So the
sense.
people that came in, we're talking about probability. So when you're doing probability, you must have, it really, we're dealing with fractions. And so you have a denominator, we'll keep that there, and a numerator.
Yeah, that's good.
The denominator represents this represents all options. And then the numerator,
Think about the things that are in the food that we eat. Okay, the red dye, which has been connected to possible links to autism and ADHD in children. You look at the saturated fats that we put in our bodies. You look at the amount of sodium, and sodium's especially tough on us, African Americans. African American men are 5 times more likely to develop heart disease than any other subcategory of people. And part of it is because of our sodium intake. When we take a look at all of that, it really does matter whenever it comes to school lunch, because we want our kids to be attentive. We want them to be active. We want them to truly be engaged with what's being taught. This may be a possible link to maybe cutting down on the discipline issues in school. Oh, come on, Em, what you talking about? The food that they eat? Oh, absolutely the food they eat. And one of the prime examples was that little girl. She took that sip of the Coke.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
X because alphabetically, right? X comes before Y, so that's easier to remember.
I didn't know it was alphabetical.
Yep, but that's one way to remember it, right? Because
Okay.
X comes before Y, so in a coordinate pair, X will always come before Y.
Okay, good.
Now, the only thing you need to know is your domain is, here's a question. Domain and range, which comes first, D or R?
Domain.
D, right? D comes before R. So X comes before Y, so your domain is your X's, your X values.
Oh, domain is the X.
R comes after D. Y comes after X, so your range is your Y values.
That's my range. Okay,
Uh-huh.
all right.
The only thing you need to do is for your domain, figure out what your smallest number is. So I have a -8, a -9, 6, and 7.
So you gonna plot all them points on that line?
Yep, well, you don't have to repeat the -9.
So you said find which one is the
You just have to list
smallest?
it one time. Yep, so -9 is the smallest on the number line out of these, right?
Okay,
Because $9 is,
Over
you're in
that
trouble
way.
in the bank.
right.
-8, you're still in trouble, but it's not as bad as -9.
Okay.
So I would just simply go smallest to greatest. So -9,
The greatest is gonna be a 7.
yep, -8,
Oh, you're writing all of them in order.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay,
Yes, ma'am.
gotcha.
6, and then 7. So my domain would be -9, -8, 6, and 7.
Wow, you see how easy it is and stuff? Those are my X's.
Yep,
And then my Y's are, you said go to the greatest or the smallest?
small, always smallest to largest.
So the smallest is gonna be -2.
A -4?
Is
Oh, yeah,
that
right here.
-2 I'm looking at?
Oh yeah, here's my Y's. That's a
This is
regular
my
2.